Joining us now in an exclusive interview is SunPower CEO Tom Werner. Tom, thanks so much for joining us. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Do you think this is a game-changing moment for your industry to see the Democratic sweep in Congress add to President-elect Biden's victory?
It's huge. Just to qualify that a little bit, think about the last 4 years. We had a president and a Senate that were very unfavorable to renewables, yet solar thrived. And now we have a very favorable administration in the Senate that will hear the policies of that administration, and so will thrive even more. And we've already seen that with the extension of the investment tax credit. So it's a really, really big deal.
So Tom, is it fair to say, therefore, that the bullishness that we're hearing for you does suggest the industry still relies on government's help and regulation as opposed to just pure private market dynamics?
Well, there's both, of course, and we all know that energy is regulated, all energy. So it's really hard to compare, but all energy is regulated and incentivized. And yes, incentives are still important in solar, but the cost of solar has come down 82% since 2010. 90% of the world's new energy generation last year was renewables. So this trend has happened across the world with different incentives, in some cases no incentives. So yes, energy is regulated, solar is solar, but having these favorable policies will only make us grow that much faster, and it's a trend that's already established worldwide.
Wanted to talk, Tom, about what those policies are specifically that would be most beneficial to your business and your sector. Are you talking about extending tax credits even farther, a green infrastructure deal? What sort of policies are you eyeing?
Well, I would say, first of all, they happened past tense. The 2-year extension of the ITC is a really big deal, and it was the most important thing that could happen. It'd be a little bit better. We'd like to say it's a start, that it was more like 3 or 4 or 5 years. But look, I'm not complaining. A 2-year extension is a really big deal, and it's the biggest deal. What's really exciting about the Biden-Harris platform that'll at least be heard now is more research and development in what is clearly going to be the future of energy generation. That is renewables, storage, and integration of the two. So it's DOE spending on renewables, spending on the future. It's the upgrade of federal facilities. I think those things are very realistic, perhaps a further extension of the ITC, and then investments in our labor, because we need to shift our labor to things like installing complicated storage that integrates with solar. We need to invest in software. So not a long list, but there are a few more things.
Tom, where is the rest of the world, let's say particularly Europe, developed markets, relative to the U.S.? Is a Biden administration, in your view, going to mean the U.S. plays catch-up or goes leagues ahead in terms of support for renewables?
Well, this is what's exciting. You know, America is where innovation happens. Relatively speaking, this is the place to innovate. And this is a transition in energy, and in transitions, you innovate. So what does that mean? That means more efficient solar. That means integration of storage. That means software. This is all stuff that America is great at. And in fact, if you look at the trends compared to the world, this is where it's happening. We are on the front end of each of these trends. So I'm incredibly bullish on how we capitalize on what is obviously a transition to renewable energy.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.